How to win the wholesaling game in 2024. Guys, it's Rick Ginn. In today's video, I'm going to share you some simple tips on what you need to do to get started in wholesaling in 2024, the real secret to it. And I'm also going to share with the mindset of what decisions you have to make so you can have massive success in wholesaling. But before I get into it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the best information on wholesaling today. So the biggest obstacle most of you face is just getting started. Honestly, the anxiety of thinking about how you're going to take this entire business down and do it is probably more overwhelming than the actual work you have to do. So here's tip number one, just get started. Don't even wait till the start of 2024. Start right now. Just jump into it. I don't care where you are. And stop hiding behind, I got to create a logo. I've got to get business cards. I got to get a website. No, listen, get started. The easiest way to get started, go over to freewholesaling.com. Start immersing yourself in the information. And the biggest thing you have to do is take action. You see, this isn't like school, guys. You actually have to consume information, learn it, not memorize it, live it, and go out and take action. It's a complete opposite of how you've been taught your entire life. And if you just trust me on this change, you will actually be a wholesaler. But I have to get you started. And the biggest thing I have to do before I get you started, I got to get in your head. I got to get some of that nonsense out. So number one, to get started in wholesaling, if you have committed to this journey, and I know it excites you because you're watching this video, the reality is you're sold on it. You're like, man, this is the path I want to take. But one of the main things holding most of you back, you're so concerned what everybody else thinks about what you're doing, and you keep asking them for it. The reality is you're doing what 95% of the world will never even try to do. And so if you want consensus that you're on the right path, we support you, you're doing the right thing from your parents, your friends, your colleagues, heck, your wife, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm here to tell you you're not going to get it. I tried to get it. You're not going to get it. So one of the keys to getting started is, number one, commit yourself to wholesaling. If you're in, great. Go all in. How do you go all in? Stop caring what others think about you, because 95% of the people are going to be against you. Now, your family, they're just trying to protect you. So when they want you to get a good, safe job, just understand they want you just to be safe, but safe, guys, does not make you happy and is not going to give you an amazing life. And if you've already committed to that, then stop worrying about what they say. Don't worry about it. They're going to judge you. They're going to tell you that's crazy. Go back and get a regular job. You can't let it waver you. So if the easiest solution to get started in wholesaling is stop caring what others think, because if you've made this commitment, you've made this decision, why would you change it on somebody else who's working a 9-to-5 job that's just getting by? Only take advice from people that you want to strive to be. So we're all taught in society to make everybody happy. Stop. You're never going to make it. Do what you need to do to fulfill your life and have a life of abundance. And if you want acceptance from everybody starting wholesaling, you're never going to get it. So that's one of the biggest mistakes. And honestly, it's one of the reasons that stops most of you get started in wholesaling. The second one is you got to lose your ego. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your ego is that little voice in your side your head that always wants you to be right. Honestly, it wants you to be proud. It's always going to win the argument, and it's always going to justify the story in your head. And I'm here to tell you, as long as you puff out your ego, you can never truly live to your potential. Why? Because people who have egos, you guys meet people every day, they know it all. And people who know it all, they don't want to learn. They want to tell everyone else how it works, and that's it. So the second clue to you got to lose your ego. If you lose your ego, all you do is learn. You absorb. You don't judge people, and you really want to grow as a person. People with egos, my way or the highway, this is how it goes. You guys see them around you every day. Most people have way too big of an ego. It is no different in wholesaling. Lose your ego, and you can consume tons of information and actually learn wholesaling. So I've already talked about like immersing yourself. I would go through freewholesaling.com, and I'd probably go through it like 15 times head to toe. Honestly, all you got to do is get started in the first section. It is set for you to take action. The two biggest cures in wholesaling for anybody that's new is tons of quantity, tons of leads. How do I get tons of leads? I'm going to go over that with you. And then you got to take a ton of action. If you don't have those two things, no matter what I teach you or what you do, you won't succeed in wholesaling. So you got to keep that in mind. So the last mind hack that I'm going to give you to really have success in 2024 in wholesaling is you got to change your story. Some of you just convince yourself you're always broke, you're always broke, you're always broke, and then you're shocked that you're broke. The reality is you're going to have a mindset of abundance. Money is out there everywhere. It should flow to you naturally. And if you have to fight and work for money, other than the beginning, you're probably doing something wrong. Most of you tell yourself a story of money's hard to get, it's hard to come by, money is the root of evil. Man, this is like nonsense. I don't know who the hell passed this crap down to us. Mostly our parents and the people we're surrounded with. Money is the opposite. Money gives you freedom, money gives you choices, and money can actually help accentuate really good things, help out charities, help out people in need. Money is good. I don't know why people keep telling you money is the root of all evil. It's not. So here's what I want to do. A lot of you already have a preconceived notion about money. Until you bury it and lose it, you're going to struggle in wholesaling. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to divorce your story and marry the truth. Honestly, once you get to the truth, you can do anything you want in your life. But if your ego gets in the way and clouds it and you tell yourself this fantasy thing, you're never going to get anywhere in life. The reality is just lose your story and find the truth. And if you can clear your head, we can get you started in wholesaling in 2024. Now, the main thing is we teach at freewholesaling.com is just to keep everything super simple. This is not complicated. It's not about websites, landing pages, business cards, any of that crap, logos. Nobody cares. They are buying from you. So when you go to contract a motivated seller's property, you are the person. You are either they're buying you or they're not. And the reality is you have to help people out. We have to help people get out of their own way. So we can only talk to motivated sellers. I've beaten this to death on you. A motivated seller is someone who has to sell a property with a pending issue, either financial, they've got to move for family reasons. Sometimes there's a death in the family. Sometimes someone got a job relocation, people upsize, downsize. And a lot of times they have a problematic house, and that's where we come in as wholesalers. Remember, we're only looking for a small percentage of these houses. I'm not looking to close everybody that I come in contact with. It's actually quite the opposite. I have to disqualify them. So I want to keep it simple. How do you keep it simple? Only deal with motivated sellers. 9 times out of 10, they are not on MLS. They are on MLS for a reason. They get the highest price with a real estate agent or a broker. They're not our target clients. We have to go out and find off-market properties. What are the best off-market properties to find? Guys, keep it simple. I left the other S off for obvious reasons. Go get your government list. They have the highest motivation: code violations, evictions, pre-foreclosures, water shutoffs, arrest records. It's endless the amount I can give you. Probates. We talked about that before. So these lists are free, but they're not the easiest to get. This is why no other guru talks about it, because they can't make money off of it. These lists have the highest motivation, and that's where you want to start. Remember, in the beginning, you have to have a lot of action. You got to take a lot of action to contact these people, get these lists, and that is going to create a tremendous quantity. Once you have a huge list, like go out and get the list, you're going to have to take a ton of action. If you do those two things, you can accomplish anything in wholesaling, especially in 2024. And guys, other lists you can do, very simple, is just driving for dollars, going out and finding ugly houses, writing them down on a list. You don't need a course for that. I'm blown away that someone's going to sell you a course on how to look for an ugly house. It's pretty straightforward. If you don't know how, or you want me to teach you for free, go over to freewholesaling.com. It's real simple how we teach it. And my last piece of advice, which is going to follow with the basics, keep it simple, of wholesaling, and the mindset hack, is you have to learn to be authentic. Somehow we've lost this in society. People like, Rick, how do you be authentic? Just be yourself. Be professional. Be polished. Brush your hair. Look good. Talk to people, connect with people, because that connection is what truly makes a difference in how I do wholesaling for the last 21 years. You see, most wholesalers look at everything transactional, and I look at it from a connection standpoint. And he or she that can connect will dominate anyone who does transactions. Computers do transactions, people connect. So Rick, they always say, how do you be authentic? Right here, just speak from the heart. If you just tell the truth, it's easier. So much easier. In fact, it's refreshing, and most people are blown away by it. So being authentic, taking your time, taking the pauses, talk to people, let them know you care, and let them know I'm going to help you out regardless of the outcome here. I'm going to help you get your house sold even if I'm not the buyer. That's it. I tell everyone that. Why? Because I truly want to help people out. So if you want to dominate and be super successful in wholesaling in 2024, you got to get in your mind, and you got to remember the basics here. Stop worrying about what others think, lose your ego, immerse yourself, and for God's sakes, be authentic. We don't need a million mini-me's running around trying to duplicate Rick or Zach. Honestly, God gave you everything you need. He made you unique, and that uniqueness needs to come out. So if you're funny, accent it, make people laugh, they love to connect with it. If you're very empathetic, people can feel that and they will connect with you. honestly, just making great eye contact and pausing and acknowledging people and what they say. It's simple. And then once you learn how to do word placements with negotiations, timely pauses, you will be a master negotiator in wholesaling. So guys, get your mind right first. Go out and take a ton of action and just get the largest amount of leads you possibly can, because as you go through the journey in wholesaling, that's what's going to teach you to cut your teeth as a wholesaler. And the more experience you get, the better you come dealing with people. It's no different in wholesaling, guys. Most of the time, people get hung up on getting started in wholesaling because they can't get out of their head. And honestly, if you're using your old mindset in today's wholesaling, and that mindset did not work in your previous job or your previous business, lose your story and just start over and be open to learning new techniques so you can thrive and ultimately make a ton of money, but more importantly, get the freedom of your life and the freedom of your time. That's what excites me in wholesaling. I've never been the guy who makes the most money, but I promise you I'm the happiest wholesaler you ever see because I do what I want when I want. And I actually really enjoy wholesaling. I love the art of real estate and doing deals, and wholesaling is the best fit I've ever found. So guys, let me know in the comments which piece of advice you're gonna take. And as usual, if you got value from this, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is Rick Ginn. I'll see you in the next video.